Hello, 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 everyone. This is your girl Shanidra with Beyond the Cover. Yes, 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 yes. Today's topic is stop denying the voice of God. You will listen to everybody else, but you will deny the voice of God. And now y'all know what we discussed last week. And God is saying, stop denying his voice. Period. Stop denying his voice. The voice of God. That's what I need. The voice of God. Period. End of discussion. That's the problem. You can hear everybody else. You can listen to everybody else. But God said you can't hear him. Why is that? I don't know. I be trying to, he said be still and know that he is the Lord. So you can't be still enough because you're too busy moving and grooving and doing what you want to do. And saying that it's God's way when it's your way. God said you don't even know his way. Remember, we read Jeremiah, the 5th chapter, and he stopped me on the 4th verse, and he said, for they do not know the way of the Lord, the requirements of their God. You don't know God's requirements. You don't know the way of the Lord. That's why you think people are judging. That's why you thinking, oh, well, this ain't right and all this. That they judging the LGBT and they're saying this and they shouldn't do that and they shouldn't tell you what is right in God's eyes. That's judging by telling you what is right by God's eyes. He said the problem is you guys do not know his way. You keep denying his voice because you want to listen to everybody else and do everything else other than what God has you to do. Oh, that's too hard. Oh, I can't do that. Oh, this and that. No, we changing all of that. So before we get into it, I need you guys to get your COVID-proof mugs. Yes, COVID-proof mug. I need the journals out today because you're going to need it for this message on today. So yes, get your journals, get your COVID-proof mugs. Both of these are on our website at cportraitsmagazine.com. Again, we have the mail version of it as well with nothing on it. So y'all can have y'all COVID-proof mugs as well, along with the plain journal so that, guys can have a journal too. And it's manly too. A lot of preachers use journals and everything. So no excuses. So get your COVID-proof mug, get your journals out, and we're about to get into it. I'm going to play this first clip to showcase our digital catalog. And after that, we will go into my classes for the kids because we're breaking this. We're breaking this cycle of denying the voice of God. We're going to get deeper into it too because I got something to tell you guys.
Telling me to dance, taking a chance. Telling me to dance, taking a chance. Telling me to dance, taking a chance.
Yes, yes, yes. So you guys were able to watch that video. Now, my Amore Kids Modeling Camp starts on October the 19th. Again, it is for the children ages 7 to 12. I also will be doing the teens to adults soon as well. But that will be in my See Destiny B classes. There's a lot of changes that are coming up that God is doing. He is moving and grooving, but these classes will help these kids learn how to hear the word, hear from God. Thank you, Lord. These kids will learn now how to find their gifts, and they will learn now how to have faith, have self-discipline, have self-control, and all the above. We talk about everything that children today are dealing with, including bullying and all that, and how to deal with it in a God-filled way. So we're changing things up. I'm not talking about it. I'm doing something about it. So let's get into it so you can get your children ready. You can also sign them up on my website, also at seeportraitsmagazine.com. Yes, yes, yes. So, you guys, now you were able to see our catalog of our fall collection. You were able to get your kids prepared for the October 19th classes. So it's coming up soon. So it's good to sign your children up if you are interested. Magazine is below. So today's outfit from our fall collection is this dress sweater. I showed you guys last week on the mannequin, but today I have it on with the belt so you guys can see. That's it for that. And also I have this, and you can pair this wonderful sweater dress with a beautiful belt, and I paired it with this purse off of my website also on seeportraitsmagazine.com. So we're about to get right into it. I can't worry about this minor distraction of this hair. It's been trying to be extra today. But anyways, again, today's topic with your girl Shanidra is stop denying the voice of God. Period. Period. Well, I'm not denying it. Yes, you are. And I can tell you how. Sometimes we suppress it. Sometimes, we're just in denial. Like we know God is telling us not to do it, but we do it anyway. We know right from wrong, but instead of us taking accountability for our actions, we start accusing everybody else and telling the person that's telling us the right thing that they're wrong for telling us the right thing. Now, that's being in denial, and that's denying God's voice. Now, when they're trying to show, like, if somebody show me what God is saying, let's get to it, and not for their own gain. So you have to have discernment on that as well. But getting right into it. Now, we stopped on the 4th verse because God, of the 5th chapter of Jeremiah, of where God said, "For they do not know the way of the Lord, the requirements of their God." You do not know the way of the Lord. And I can go deeper into the reason why you don't know the way of the Lord. Part of it is you were not taught the way of the Lord. And I can use myself as an example. We're taught to, everything's by the book. We have to get a job, to take care of our family, and we have to do this, and that's what our grandmama did, and they took care of our family by taking care of somebody else's family and doing someone else's bit. No, we're stopping all of that, sweetheart. We're not doing that anymore. Because God said, y'all are not following, y'all are denying the voice of Him, God. Y'all denying His voice. Y'all do not know His way, Yahweh. Because you are doing it their way. You can't do it their way. Period. And when you don't do it their way, trust me, all trials and tribulations will come at you, but God for you, who can be against you? Period. I'm not saying like, oh, it's going to be so easy and like, oh no. But He doesn't give you more than you can bear. Trust and believe. And like I said, God is holding most of the weight. Right now, you carrying most of the weight. How do that feel? That's why you're not happy, because you're carrying all the weight. You want to keep denying God's voice because you want to carry the weight. I don't want to carry the weight. I wish God would help me out. He is trying to help you out, but you keep denying His voice. Every time He try to correct you, you don't want to change. You want Him to help you, but you don't want to change your ways. What? Where are they doing that at? You don't want to change none of your ways, but God need to help you. Get me out of this situation. Oh, I'm so tired. Oh, everything happening to me. Well, had you read His word and went beyond the cover of His word and stopped just saying whatever you think is in His word and actually read it for yourself and get guided by God and get that connection with God. But hey, you can't get that connection with God until you start being obedient. Dang. That's it. Obedient to God. But you don't want to do that. You'll be obedient to the job. Whatever your boss tell you to do, you'll do it. Oh, they said I couldn't wear my jeans no more. That's why I got to go out and buy some khaki. I ain't even got the money for it, but I got to buy some khakis because they said I can't wear my jeans no more. It's unprofessional. But when somebody tell you, put some respect on our Father and, don't come in, club attire or whatever, just respect, just like you should respect your parents. Like you're not going to come, well, my parents, I'll say my parents, because I forgot we're in a different world. People do different things. They parent differently, but I would not dare. Well, I don't dress crazy anyway, but even if I did, I would not dare dress like that in front of my parents. So if I'm not going to dress a certain way around my parents or in front of my parents, why would I dress that way for God? He said, come as you are. But you can't respect Him, but you can respect that job. It's no problem. Well, they give me money. They don't give you nothing. You make nothing to do what they say, but God will give you everything. But you refuse to do what He's saying. You expect Him to be like, nah, this job doing it. I don't think God hearing me. Yeah. You just don't want to stop doing what you're doing. Like I told you, I'm not about to sit here and prophet and lie to you and tell you to keep doing what you're doing and know God's going to hear from you and God's going to do this for you. I'm not telling you that, period. Like I said, I'm not here to kiss your butt or to make you feel good or whatever. The truth hurts. It hurt me. I'm asking God, show me. Like, I'm thinking I'm halfway decent, Please. A sin is a sin to God, period. He put it plain as day. Like, you didn't know? You didn't know? You knew. You know that's a sin. You know what you're doing is wrong, but you want to keep doing it, but you want God to bless you. If your children, see, I can use children because I have children and I have to deal with my children all the time. They help me get some act right with God because I can start seeing things differently. But just like our children, if they're gonna keep doing the same thing, not listening to what we tell them to do, I'm not giving them nothing. I don't care how long you don't do it. You still not gonna get it until you do what I told you to do. But that's not fair. How dare you? And this is how y'all sound. Just like these kids sound, that's how y'all sound to God. That's not fair. How come you keep looking over he, she, everybody else but you? God said, look at you. You're not doing what he told you to do. Period. You. Well, the way she said it, that's why I couldn't listen to that. And the way he said it, that was not right. And that's not how you do. No, you don't know how God do it. That's what he said. You don't know how he do it. Period. He changes stuff up all the time. I can give you a prime example. I moved back in 2019 into my other townhouse, not this one. I moved back in 2019. I was able to see my place and everything before I moved in. I was like, oh, this is how God does. You know, when he upgrades you, he just shows you, you know, before you move in. Okay. That was great. I only stayed there a year. 2020, I moved again. He elevated me up again. So, you know, about to move into this place and I'm like, okay, you know, I know exactly, you know, it has the features. I thought, you know, it had the garage. That's what I wanted. So I'm like, okay, great. You know, when can I see it? You know, I should be able to see it like I was able to see the other one, you know, because when God blessed me with the other one, he let me see it. So I should be able to see this. Nah, I tried to sneak. I kept driving by the house. I'm like, dang, when are they going to leave? Dang, it's getting close to the day that I need to be in there. They need to hurry up. I'm ready to see where I'm about to live. I was able to see the last time. So I know God is going to show me this time. No. God changed it all up. I mean, but it was good. I mean, I was blessed with an added feature that I didn't even know it had. I didn't even know it had a basement. But he didn't show me. He didn't do it the same way he did it the last time. This time I wasn't able to see, but it was better than what I expected. I wasn't able to see. I moved in March of last year. I wasn't able to see. I had all these jobs, contracts lined up to do. COVID hit, boom. I wasn't able to see how my money was going to come. But God, honey, money was better than ever before. Trusting in God, period. That built my faith. My faith was maybe like this, but since last year, it's like, I don't care what nobody say. I know my father moves. He moved during the pandemic, honey. He kept this whole thing. So, anyways, and my kids. So, he's not going to do it the same way. So, we can't expect God, you know, oh, I know God wouldn't do that. You don't know what God would do. I could have said, I know God would let me see this house before I moved in. But he did. And his handprints was all over it when I moved in. So that don't mean that that's not what God would do. God changes it up every time. And he knows his daughter nosy and, you know, but he's the only one that can, you know, surprise him. But anyways, so quit saying, you know, God, and God wouldn't let her tell me like this, and that's not right. And no, what you're doing is not right. And that's not right that you want to be in denial about it. That's not right. That's not right. You're not right. I'm here to tell you, I have no problem. And I'm telling you out of love because I'm not here to let you continue in that and go to hell. That's where you headed. I don't care what everybody's telling you. Oh, here they go, trying to say threaten us with that. That's how they do. No, that's how your job do. They threaten to fire you every 2 seconds if you don't get some act right. They want to have all these coaching sections to make sure you get some act right. Oh, but God can't coach you. You want to deny his voice. You don't want to hear that when God is trying to coach you. Oh, I know that ain't God. They got to be the devil. He's trying to mess with me, trying to make me feel bad about what I'm doing. I got to do this for me and mine. You don't have to do that. You have to do what God told you to do. But you trying to do it your way. And you putting God's name on your way. And God said, that's not my way. Like I told y'all in my last video, I thought I was doing it the right way. But that's not the way that God had for me. Period. I thought I was doing it Yahweh. I really did, but that was far from God's way. And the problem, like he said, is that we do not know his way. And before I get into the movie that I watched over the weekend, I'm gonna get into his word. So we're gonna get back to the part, I've read more, but we're gonna get back to the part where God left us off on for this video. So again, we are in Jeremiah, the 5th chapter. I'm trying to slow down. And I'll just read from the beginning until the part of where God stopped us and then move forward until he stopped us again. So it says, go up and down the streets of Jerusalem, look around and search through her squares. If you can find but one person who deals honestly and seeks the truth, I will forgive this city. Although they say, as surely as the Lord lives, still they are swearing falsely. He said, Lord, do not your eyes look for truth? You struck them, but they felt no pain. He said, stop denying him. He's striking you everything, but that's the devil. That's the devil. But he said, you struck them, but they felt no pain. You crushed them, but they refused correction. You keep refusing correction. He keep trying to get your attention. That's wrong. Don't do that. Stop doing it. Like he tried to tell Cain when Cain started becoming jealous and envious of his own brother and ended up killing his brother. But before that, God tried to correct him. Won't I too give this to you too, if you too be obedient? But you don't want to be obedient. Now, let me finish. You swearing falsely, talking about, oh, the Lord wouldn't do that. You don't know what the Lord would do. You don't even know the Lord. You're denying his voice. So I don't want to hear that. You don't know. You don't know his way. They made their faces harder than stone and refused to repent. You're refusing to repent. You're refusing to admit you're wrong, to acknowledge what you have done wrong. Because, I don't want people see that you're wrong. I don't care if you just look delusional. When you are in denial, and you're trying to say, oh, I didn't. That's like somebody seeing you punch somebody in the face. And they saw you punch them in the face, and they're looking at you while you're punching somebody else in the face. And they're like, why did you punch? I didn't punch that person. I don't know what they're talking about. They just saw you punch them. Just because you in denial and you're saying you did not punch them, they're looking at you crazy like, I know, I just saw her with my eyes punch that person. And then they got the audacity to sit here and lie to my face and say that they did not. You're a liar. You're a liar. See, she's wrong. See, look, y'all would call me wrong for calling you a liar. You're lying. If you punch somebody, say that you punched them. Acknowledge you're wrong. If you can't even acknowledge you're wrong, you can't even hear it from God. God is always he's trying to help you, but you denying his voice. That ain't God. That ain't God. You don't know what God sounds like. God ain't trying to sit here and tell you, oh, honey, baby, you're doing so well. Oh, no. If you're doing wrong, he's going to tell you you're wrong. I'm not telling my kids that they're right when they're wrong. Period. I don't care what people, but don't you think you're a bit too? No. God said train them up in the way that they should go. Period. Whatever way they go after I done trained them up, that's on them. That's between them and God. But all my job is in front of God, what I'm trying to show God is that I'm doing what he told me to do the way he told me to do it. I'm trying to learn his way. I'm not saying I know all of his way. I'm trying to learn it. It's a process, but at least start. You want to keep being in denial, that does not help you. If I didn't love you, I wouldn't even care. I wouldn't even try to explain this or try to show you how you are in the wrong. But I do care. I'm not here to tell you to keep drinking and all that. That's not good for you. And if you have friends like that would encourage you to continue to do wrong and not really try to be there to help you, then you need to let them go. Quit, deny them their voices. Deny theirs. Stop denying God's voice, the voice of God, and deny their voice. Because you drinking ain't stopping the pain. You drowning yourself for what? Let God heal you. You trying to avoid dealing with it, you add it on. Your trash is full. It is time to take the trash. Your house stinks. Your house stinks. I'll be the one to tell you. If I don't tell you, you're going to see it on my face. Period. Clean up. It's time to clean your house. Your real house and this house. It's time to clean. Period. Once you clean this and allow God to clean this, because you can't clean it. I used to say, I'm going to change my attitude. I couldn't change. I needed God. Period. I needed Diane. I needed the Almighty. Period. So, you need God. Period. In all things. That's why he said acknowledge him in all of your ways. But you can't acknowledge him because you're denying him. You keep saying it's the devil. The devil going to tell you to do something wrong. But if you're already doing something wrong and he's telling you to stop doing it, that's not the devil. God don't hear from me. He only talked to my past. Who told you that? Did God tell you that? God sure enough didn't say that. He said his sheep hear his voice. If you're not his sheep, then you're not going to hear his voice. But if you know you his sheep, then you should hear his voice. Stop running. Stop. You need to get healed. Quit denying it. You are tired. You are tired. You can't take no more. You are at your breaking point. And God is saying, cast all your burdens unto me. I have not forgotten you. I have not left you. God said, I have not left you. I still got my hand out for you. But you keep denying my voice every time I try to help you. Because you're so used to their way that you don't know my way. So you think when I'm talking to you, you're denying my voice because you're thinking that this is not my way, when in actuality, this is my way. I didn't say I accept that. If you read my word, you will know that. They're not judging you when they say that they don't condone that, and you can't force them to condone anything that's outside of me. But you don't know my way. So you're thinking everybody judging these people and all that stuff. No, I told them they're going to be cursed. Period. You don't do my will my way, you will be cursed. That's what he said. You're obedient, you will be blessed. You're disobedient, you will be cursed. He said that. Deuteronomy 28, read it. Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, read it. Because God said you will be cursed if you are disobedient. So why is this happening to them? Because they're not doing it God's way. So let's read more until God tells us to stop. So, He said, God, you crushed them, but they refuse correction. You refusing correction, but you want your kids to be corrected. But I don't know what's wrong with them. They act like they can't get no act. You act like you can't get no act right. You get some act right. Dang. Maybe if y'all yes, I could say grown-ups get some act right, maybe y'all can become adults. Like I told y'all in my last video, there's a difference between grown-ups and adults. Grown-ups, you just grew up and got older. Adults are mature. They take accountability for their actions. They change their old ways. They stop their childish ways because they realize that they are an adult. It's what you're supposed to do. So, anyways, he said they made their faces harder than stone and refused to repent. Dang. All I say in all my videos is to turn from your wicked ways and repent. But it said repent and no, I'm telling you. Because repenting is not something to play with. So that's why I said turn from your wicked ways, then repent. This is not nothing you can keep lying and playing with God with. So, next it says, I thought these are only the poor they are foolish, for they do not know the way of the Lord, the requirements of their God. He says, so I will go to the leaders and speak to them. Surely they know the way of the Lord, the requirements of their God. But with one accord, they too have broken off the yoke. So, not only have, we denied the voice, but the root of the cause is because we have been led astray. We have been taught basically like everything has to go through the pastor, and the pastor hears, and I need to tell the pastor this, and I need to tell God said come to him. I used to do that when I was foolish and didn't have my own connection with God. You need your own personal connection with the Lord. So you can hear from the Lord. Stop denying his voice. You're denying his voice. I'm not the only one. People come to me all the time. Oh, I need you to can you pray? Can you talk to God? Because I know he hear you. He can hear you too if you become obedient. Then I will hear from heaven when you turn from your wicked ways. So turn from your wicked. Stop doing it. Stop smoking like you would stop smoking for that job. Take God that serious. Just imagine if you just stop doing some of the things that you're doing now. Oh my gosh. Just imagine the blessings that are going to pour into your life. I mean, honey, my life has changed drastically. But I had to do a lifestyle change. I had to do an inner change. I have to allow God to deal with the inner me. And it don't feel good, honey. I've cried more than I've ever cried before. Because I've had to deal with the pain that I suppressed, that I refused to deal with. Now, I've never tried to use drugs or drink it off or nothing. I always try to deal with it, but I really didn't deal with it. I dealt with it by saying, I'm over it and leaving it. I'm done. But I didn't deal with it. Saying I'm done don't mean that I'm done. I have to actually deal with those feelings. But I wouldn't deal with them. I'd be like, I'm done. I don't want that no more. I'm done. Ain't nothing that they can say, do, nothing. I'm done. Period. But I still didn't deal with it. But I would say I'm over it. Which I am over it, but I didn't deal with it. There's difference. And a lot of us don't want to deal with the hurt. But once you deal with it, because you carrying it. You carrying it everywhere you go until you deal with it. You have to deal with it because you're hurting anyways. I'd rather cry out a few days or whatever it's going to take, then to cry the rest of my life or to hurt the rest of my life. Get this off of me. Get this weight off of me. Lord, here, I cast all of this to you. Clean me out, Lord. And be careful when you say be ready. Be ready, because it's not going to feel good, honey. Honey. But it's refreshing. It's like, oh my gosh. I feel like a new person. Like he has pulled so much that I didn't even know was there. Now I'm not talking about weight or anything because I didn't have none. But I'm just like, but I just try to lighten the mood. But he pulled so much that I did not even realize. I thought I had been over a lot of things, but I wasn't. And you're denying God's voice because you don't want to deal with stuff. I didn't know how I was, honey. I was never home. Me and my kids was always out doing fun things and just never, really chilling at home. But now it's hard to get me out of this house. Like, even with them being virtual, it's hard to get me out of this house. Because I've been okay with being with me. And if you can deal with you, like I can be with myself. Now I can, I love my own company. I love being at home. People be like, I be asking you to come out and you act like, honey, the peace of mind. And then when you get that relationship with God, oh, the conversations, being able to just pour out, be you, be yourself, and just talk to God. Oh my, and he knows, and he can fix the situation. He's not just listening to gossip or nothing. He can actually fix your situation and guide you on the way that you should go to change that situation that you're asking him for. This is amazing. Honey, ain't nobody about to make me lose this. Not even me. That's why I said I'm in the process. I'm not trying to lose this connection with my father again. I love it. It's a total change. It's a total release. I can breathe now. I found my voice. We're going to get into that too, but we got to get to it. So he said, I will go to the leaders and speak to them. Surely they know the way of the Lord and the requirements of their God. But with one accord, they too have broken off the yoke and torn off the bonds. Like I said, God can hear from you too. I'm not a preacher, I'm a teacher. So, therefore, a lion from the forest will attack them. Honey, they're not, God's people ain't, we get in trouble quicker than anybody. When you are God's child, it may seem like, why are they? Because Jeremiah later on in this Jeremiah chapter, Jeremiah start, why do it seem like, they getting away? Not in this chapter, but in Jeremiah. He said, why do it seem like they're getting away with, and I'll get in trouble. Well, when you are on this Christian journey, I'm going to tell you today, right now. So if you do decide, when you decide, we're not going to say if, because I'm going to speak that. When you do decide, because I know you want to, and I know you want to stop denying the voice of God. So when you decide today that you are going to, stop denying God's voice, you're ready to change all of that stuff. Let me give you full warning. That, you will, like he said, you will feel like, others may be getting away, but we're guaranteed to go to heaven if we continue to follow his commandments. So we're going to get our punishment here on earth. They're getting their punishment somewhere else that we don't want to go. So that's a blessing. That's the best blessed way to look at it. Let them enjoy what they think is is awesome. They don't know what awesome is. They don't even have a soul. They're so lost. And God still wants them. He still loves them. No matter what people are trying to tell them, make them feel down and bad, He still loves them and wants them. Period. He changed Saul to Paul. Saul was an antichrist, basically. So don't think that you're too far off. Like, no, I know God done with me, because you don't know what I've done. And I know God, what if He telling us, His people, to forgive? You don't think He gonna forgive? But don't take His forgiveness for granted, because He will punish you. And don't think just because He forgave you that you're not going to be punished. Because I thought, God has changed me. I'm a different person now. So I'm not going to have to do nothing. Everything's going to be peaches and cream. No. Because, honey, I did not know how annoying I used to be as a child. Since I don't do that no more, I thought, maybe, I don't have to, God ain't going to make me deal with it. He forgave me on that. So, just being extra as a child and not letting my mom even use the bathroom. I'm just talking. And because I just had so much to say, it's just, look at me, But part of that was me not dealing with the real hurt that I was dealing with. So, but anyways, and that's why I'm able to see a little bit with my dog. But anyways, so I would just talk. Well, that's the same thing my daughter does. So just because He forgave you don't mean that you're not going to go through it. And you're going to start seeing some of you and other people. And, that don't mean that, He ain't going to let you get bit. If you get knocked course, you're going to get your butt whooped. I forgave you. Mama, please forgive me. I forgave you. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm sorry too. I'm sorry you have to get punished. I'm sorry. But it's going to happen. I told you what was going to happen if you did that. So I forgave you. I still love you. But you're still going to get the consequences for your actions. He forgives you, but don't get that mixed up with punishment. Because He still honors His word. Well, if He forgave me, He didn't let that go then. No, we're not mixing up His word, sweetheart. Because He told you what it is. He, plain as day, you can't get this misunderstood unless you're just trying to be in denial, denying the voice of God. Because He telling you straight up what it is and what it's going to be. He's not sugarcoating it, plain as day. You do this is what's going to happen. But Lord, I didn't do all. It don't matter. Read His word. Go beyond this cover and read His word. So don't let the pastors and all this other stuff make you think that, they can't be touched, and they touching. God in Revelations, He dealing with the churches. Period. Read it for yourself. Learn for yourself. Build that relationship with God for yourself. He wants the relationship with you. You're focused on the pandemic, this COVID. Oh, I wish this was okay. I wish it would be over. But it's not, because y'all too busy following the way of this world instead of following God. Y'all denying His voice to listen to their voice. They're idiotic now. I can't even watch the news. It's so ignorant. It's foolishness to me. I can only look at a little bit. I just rather just look and read it than listen. I don't want to listen to none of that bullcrap. Retarded. Ignorant stuff. Not even thought out, nothing. But I'm going to get off of that. Because So nevertheless, stop denying the voice of God. Dang, you denying His voice. He telling you nothing. No, I got to do this for my job. They said if I don't, then what? They can't do nothing to you, sweetheart. We're supposed to be standing like me, Shadrach, and Abednego, sweetheart. No fire can burn us, Because he holds our hand, honey. He was looking like, I thought there was 3 of them. I thought I put Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego in there. That's 3. Why I see 4? Because God for you, God with you, who can be against you? I added with because he's with you. Who can be against you? They came in with no burns, no smoke, period. Because they stood for what God said. They did not deny God's voice. That's why I'm here to tell you, quit denying his voice. You can't follow his way. You can read his word all day long, but if you in denial and you don't you want to keep denying his voice. Nah, they just trying to, that's what the white man put in there. Nah, I know that ain't God. Yes, it is. And if you build that connection with God and you spend a little bit more time with God, I couldn't have this connection with God if I didn't spend the time. Just like a relationship with anybody. You don't spend time, you really don't. You can't really get to know nobody just by, I spent we was talking for about 10 minutes today. Was that enough time? 10 minutes for a whole day. Is that enough time to get to know somebody? No, you don't know all the ins and outs. So that's all I'm saying today. Learn all the ins and outs of God before you start saying that that's not God. Oh, they judging me. Oh, this and that. Ain't nobody judging you. That's correction. That's telling you right from wrong. But you judging us. Oh, y'all wrong. Y'all supposed to be Christians. And y'all judging those people for what they... I'm not judging them. That's just wrong. In God's eyes. He said you do not know his way. This is what the world's saying, okay. God didn't say that was okay. God didn't. I don't care what nobody say. I hear and talk to my Father. God didn't say that. And whatever he don't condone, I don't condone, period. Now, do I love everybody? Yes. Do I treat anybody differently that's on a different path? No. I've had a childhood friend for years. Since elementary. And have never changed my way with him. Knowing but he know where I stand. I don't judge them, but they know where I stand. I still love them, support, everything that is of God of them, but other than that, don't ask me nothing because I'm going to tell you the truth. They already know what it is. They know what I don't condone. I would never take pictures of a wedding that is not of God. Period. I'm telling you that now. Oh, she's saying that. Oh, on her video. She wrong for that because she's going to lose a lot of... That's not my problem. Because I'm more concerned about their soul. I'm more concerned about them changing for the Lord. And if I condone that and make them think that that's okay in God's eyes, then what help am I giving them? To take their money? I'm not here for the money. Like I said, God provides for me. So I'm not here just for the money. God showed that he's my provider, period. Your job is not your provider. Your business, whatever you want to call it, is not your provider. God is. Quit giving credit to everything but God. Quit denying God's voice, period. I'm not denying. I don't care how I make people feel. Because I need you to feel this. I need you to know how serious this is. God ain't playing with you. Do he love you? Yes. That's why he's not playing about his. Just like we don't play about our kids. Oh, you can do anything to me, but you better not touch my kid. That's how God is. And when we see our kids going astray, we don't like it. And we're not saying, oh, baby, just please don't do that anymore. No, that's not what we do. That's not what I do. You better cut it out real quick right now. You know that is wrong, period. And I'm not with it. Period. You want to know how serious I am. I'm going to be looking serious and everything. And dare you to flinch, say anything. That's how I do my kids all the time. but nothing. Same thing with God. Quit, but. Stop it. Because you don't want God to be like, well, I was going to bless you, but since you decided to not do what I said, you're not going to be blessed today. Since you want to, God, I was going to do it, but, but. You don't say that to your job. Because you know if you don't show up, they're going to, bye. No call, no show. We got to fire you. But I have kids and this and that. And well, you should have thought about that when you came in here. Like, I'm sorry. But you give all this credit to your job and to everybody else. And, oh, this person and oh, that person. But what about God? Dang. Give him some credit. I don't even take credit for my own business. For what's going on in my own life. Because I know it's God in my life. It's not me. It's God. I'm just being obedient, but I'm doing the works. But that's it. How did you, God, the Almighty, not the ceiling, because, you know, people like to worship wood and crystals and everything but God. Stuff that came and talked back to them or nothing, but they rather worship that other than God. No, because you don't know the right way, and you need to look up your history and look up and learn from it. I I read too. I'm not in denial. I don't look over other stuff and all that. I look at it all up. Now, I don't know everything, but I know this. I know God works, and I'm learning God's way. I'm not saying I know all of God's way either. Like I told you, I thought I knew that he was going to let me see this place when I moved, before I moved in. No. Then I even convinced the people at the office to show me this pictures of it. I'm like, can I at least see pictures? Because they still there. You know, they need to go on. Oh, yes. They showed me everything. I'm like, okay, that's a big garage. It's nice. Woo. I still did not even see no basement or notice a basement or anything. God had a surprise. He did not want me to see it. He changed it up. So I could have been like, this is not God's way. Because God would have showed me by now. I'm about to move in. This is not, no. God changed it up. And I'm thankful for it because his handprints was all up in here. Obviously, he's paying it. So if you lose the stuff, that was outside of God. See, the devil can bless you temporarily. His stuff is temporary. Oh, I've been blessed. Oh, yeah. And then it get cut off or the car start acting up or, you know, you lose your house. That wasn't God's. It didn't come from God. Or sometimes God is elevating you. It's time up. Quit denying his voice. Nah, because I done got comfortable. I know God don't want me to move because I like it here. No, he's trying to elevate you up. Dang. Quit putting God in a box. Quit denying his voice. When he say, let's go, let's go. No, because I'm doing good right now. No, you're not. You can do better. God wants better for you. Your job wants you to do just enough for them. God actually wants you to exceed. To be the best you can be. So, I guess he stopped me on that. So, now I can tell you guys about my this movie I watched. So, and this is going off of Denying the Voice of God because this can start from childhood because of the generation to generation thing. You know, we're not used to hearing the voice of God. We're thinking that it has to come from a pastor. And if a child or anybody is saying that they hear from God or they're acting, you know, different and saying God told them this or whatever, or, you know, whatever, it's like, oh my gosh, taboo. Well, I just basically clicked on YouTube and sometimes I watch some of the Lifetime movies or whatever on my TV. And one of the Lifetime movies was Hear No Evil. I'm like, I don't know what that's about. But anyways, so I just clicked on it because that was the first thing. I'm like, God must be trying to get my attention or whatever. Because it struck me. Normally I could just keep scrolling, but that one struck me. Well, Hear No Evil had a lot to do with my um, childhood. Like, people think you're weird. Even now, like this hasn't even changed. People think you weird when you start saying, like how I talk to you guys on this video. Like, whenever God stops me, they be looking at me like, what? When God stops you, what are you talking about? I'm like, I can think that I'm gonna read the whole chapter. He could tell me that, you're gonna read chapter 5. And then I'm thinking I'm gonna read the whole chapter, and then like he did, he stopped me. Because I'm not denying his voice. I'm not saying, oh no, I know that ain't God, because no. But people be looking all crazy. And I watched Hear No Evil, and it was about a little girl. Um, she was deaf. So I was never deaf or anything like that. But she ended up getting struck by lightning. And from that, they took her to the doctor immediately, and the doctors found nothing wrong. Well, her mother was like, no, something's got to be wrong. She just got struck by lightning. They was like, no, the charts are, everything's fine. Like that. So then, her daughter's starting to hear from God. She's like, oh no, okay, I'll do that. I'll say that. And her mama looking like, what the heck? She was like, who are you talking to? She was like, God. She was like, no, don't say that. And anyways, it got deeper because, but anyways, let me finish. So the daughter started hearing from God. The mama kept being in denial, No, that's not God. No, no, no. Quit saying that. And no, no, no. Anybody be like, oh, wow, she's a miracle. No, she's not. Oh, no, no, no. Denying the voice of God, denying that whatever she's saying is from God, even though everything that she said was proven. People coming back saying, "Oh, when you told me that I had cancer or whatever, that was really real." Well, that was just a coincidence. My daughter, she just probably just figured that or something. No, that was God. And so we're so used to, her mom kept taking her to the doctor, like, no, something's wrong. Um, she's saying that she's hearing from God and all this stuff. Something's wrong. And even the doctors are like, nothing's wrong with her. Nothing. Um, but we're not. They're not used to. People today and back then are not used to people or kids hearing from God because they have in their heads that people other than prophets and pastors can hear from God. Like, where did God say that? Where? Children can hear from God. Yes. We deny his voice through our children all the time. But if we knew his voice, we'd know when he's saying something through them. But just like her mom, no, that ain't God. You are not hearing from God. Everybody was so fascinated. Reporters and everything was just like, oh, you hear from God after you were struck by lightning? Oh my gosh. Is that real? Are you really hearing from God, or is that just in your head? Or can you tell us something that, because they're not used to nobody hearing from God. Like I tell you, when I talk and I feel out of place here, like I said, because I cannot even talk the way I generally talk or be myself. I have to, talk generic or, just nonchalantly, like, because nobody will understand if I get too deep. And it's not even deep to me. It's like just regular talk. But when I start talking about, and God told me I had to stop, or like I told you, God told me to read Jeremiah. I didn't even know at the beginning that God was basically, that's him confirming how he was talking to me. I'm telling y'all, it's not just me trying to tell y'all in our terms how he was talking to me. No, that's how he talked to me. When he told me to do these videos last year, I told you, I thought I was talking to myself like, that's not me. I don't do videos. I don't like being in front of the camera. All of this. I thought, I'm just talking to Shanidra. That's what I thought. I'm like, I don't do that. I don't know what's going on in my head, but I don't do that. I like being behind the camera. I don't want to be looked at all day long. Boom. So, and God said, don't say that to me. I'm like, oh, I did not know that I was talking to you, Lord. I am sorry. I will do the videos. Like, I did not know. I was denying his voice, thinking I'm telling myself that I'm not going to do the videos. That's not me. But then when he had me to read Jeremiah, the first chapter, Jeremiah was talking the same way I was talking. Like, Lord, I hear you, but, that ain't, I'm still young. I'm a child. I don't even know how to speak. That's how I was. I'm like, I don't know how to speak like these pastors. I'm just now learning the word myself. And that's another issue. Like, y'all are not able to see the process of anybody. Y'all don't know the process that it takes. Y'all do not even know. Like, even the pastors won't even understand you. They're like, what are you doing? You're not doing it the way. I'm not doing it their way, but I'm doing it God's way. Yes, I'm doing it God's way. God's way is not their way. So the way that they told you that we're supposed to do it is not God's way. Oh, and God is fed up with that. Where did he tell y'all that y'all have to do it a certain way? The only certain way that y'all are supposed to say or do his word is his way. Allow God to direct your path. Period. That's what the indoctrination is. Well, they indoctrinating us and trying to make us. No, they did it when they told you that like just like the school stuff. I didn't have to take business management classes to start a business. I learned more in the business than taking. I don't remember none of the stuff that I learned in the school because I had so much work to do. I couldn't even process none of it. God will direct your path. You don't need all this stuff. That's their money way. That's their way to make money off of you. Oh, you need to go to college in order to start your business right. You need to at least have 10. I had nothing but God. And still in business 6 years later with 2 kids that's still in elementary. God. So there's not no certain way other than God's way. Quit denying his voice, trying to focus on the voices that you have been taught wrong. Take that for what it is. My whole life has changed and I have a different perspective of everything. I'm seeing the wrong. What I thought was right is actually wrong. So I'm trying to help you guys. I'm allowing you guys to see me through my process. It's a process, period. And everybody's process is different. We need to quit judging God's people. Well, they should have learned this by now. They keep, okay, you don't know how many times you kept messing up. I thank God he is changing me. And I still got more work to do. Like I said, I didn't even know. And that's last year. Last year. I didn't even know I was telling God no until he said, don't say that to me. You're going to do whatever I command you to do. Period. I'm going to put the words in your mouth. You don't have to worry about trying to learn the whole Bible before. I'm going to put the words in your mouth. That's what he said to me and confirmed it through his word in Jeremiah. That's why he had me to read Jeremiah. I'm sorry. I'm going to lower my tone. But this is real. This is not no fake stuff. God is trying to get your attention and you keep denying his voice because you think it's not his voice because you don't know his way. You thinking the way that they told you is the way. It's not. It's not. God's way. It's not going to seem like their way because they're not even doing it God's way. That's what he's saying. They're not doing it my way. They're doing it their way, the way that they were taught by other gods. Because basically, if it's not God, you're serving something else. Period. You're doing it someone else's way other than God's way. I thought that when I started out working and all this stuff, I thought that I was on the right path, God's path. I was on the wrong path for my life. Not saying that that's not the life for somebody else, but that was the wrong life for me. Everybody else in my family did it, but it wasn't for me. I didn't understand it. I'm being honest. I'm not going to be like, yeah. And when he told me, I just did what he said and the way he said it. And no, I didn't even know what I was doing. I'm not acting like I knew that I was going to be successful in 6 years. Success is not based off of money. It's not based off of, I base it off of changing for God, growing in God. Peace. Real happiness. Real. Being cleansed inside out. These celebrities that got all that money are not happy. They have no joy, no peace. None of that. That's not standing for God. They're losing he said, what is it to gain the whole world and lose your own soul? It's not worth it. You don't want to lose your soul. You're unhappy right now. And it's not God's fault. It's your fault. And the moment you realize, I need to change. Quit blaming everybody else and, I don't need to change. They need to quit saying this stuff to me. And no, you do. I'm still changing. I'm not talking about just you. I'm still changing. That's why I don't listen to everybody trying to boost me up. And I'm not saying that they're wrong for saying that, oh, you're growing so much. And oh, I just love. And you really know it. And no, I'm really growing in God. And I'm still in the process. I'm going to keep saying that because y'all not going to have me out here thinking I already been there, done that. I came to God telling God, hey, can you show me? And honey, a sin is a sin to God, period. He's going to tell you what it is. And he's not sugarcoating it. So that's why I don't want y'all to be in denial now. Because when you talk to God, do not deny his voice when he tell you the truth about you. Period. Because he's going to tell you the truth. He's not going to tell you a lie. What he said is a sin and his word is a sin, period. Whether you want to believe it's a sin or not. Get out of being in denial and face the facts, the real facts. Look at yourself. Look in the mirror. He loves you. He's not like people. Like I tell my children, I want them to build that relationship with God. Now. You don't have to go through mama. My daughter know how to pray. She prayed for my grandmother. My grandmother was like, he did it because it's faith. You have to just have faith. And be innocent. Living right. You can't be praying, oh Lord, I want to make, no. Stop it. Stop the foolishness. It's like your kids saying, oh, I want you to buy me this PS5. And you know that costs a lot of money. The way they acting. Now, there's nothing if they acting right. If they ain't acting right, you know, please, you got the audacity to ask me that? The way you been acting? You crazy? These kids are something else, I'm telling you. I wouldn't dare. I've tried it maybe one few times. That's why I said few. When I was a child. But once I realized, okay, me going to my mother before I clean up does not help. So maybe I should clean up. Because every time I go to her to go outside, she tells me to clean up. So maybe I should just clean up and then go tell her. That's common sense. That's what you would think is common sense. These kids will come to you, room's not clean, nothing. And I go, no. Is that room clean? Well, I was just saying, is that room clean? Yes or no? Well, no, I was gonna, well, when you clean it, then come holler at me. Till then, no. Is that room clean? No. Well, that's your answer. But I'm gonna let you play when you finish. Period. So get right. Just like you're not blessing your kids, letting your kids do nothing until they do what you say, it's the same thing with God. He said, do what I told you to do. Hey, do what you want me to keep doing this for you. He giving you life. Now. This day. Today. You're breathing. You're seeing. You don't have to come to me. I told people, I'm not. I am here for you. I'm here to help guide you to the Lord. Because I'm not going to be here for you to just keep coming to me, because I'm not going to be available all the time. And he will make it to where people are not going to be available until you call on him. So to avoid all of that, I'm going to help you just get to him. I'm telling you right now how to get to him. Obedience. Stop doing some of the stuff you know. You can just stop the stuff you know you need to change. Just focus on just stopping that. Get rid of all the stuff that, will make you go back to that. I told you the sage and crystal stuff is not of God. Read it for yourself. If you don't believe me, read it for you. Ask God to show you. He'll show you. Oh, he would love to show you, and he will show you. He'll take you directly to it, or if you on Facebook, or it will speak out to you some way, and you will know. Oh shoot, he just answered what I just said. But quit denying his voice. Quit saying, "Oh, that ain't God." Yes, and he loves you, cause I know God loved me, and he wouldn't. He would. He's gonna punish you, so you won't do it again. If we don't punish our children, they're gonna keep doing it again. They need to remember how this felt, so they won't do it again. If they do it again, that's just their stupidity. You're just gonna continue to. I'm not gonna not do what I told you I was gonna do. God said, I'm not gonna. What? This is foolishness. He said, this is foolishness. What are you thinking? Think you're not gonna get in trouble? Where are they doing that at? Where are they doing that at? I mean, we read on to he said, for their rebellion is great. So we're on Jeremiah the 5th chapter, verse 6, and we're reading on. He said to almost 7, it says, for their rebellion is great and their backsliding many. He said, why should I forgive you? Your children have forsaken me and sworn by gods that are not gods. He said, why should I forgive you? He said, I supplied all their needs, yet they committed adultery and thrown to the houses of prostitutes. God supplied all your needs, and you committed adultery. They are well-fed, lusty stallions, each neighing for another man's wife. He like, you are well-fed. What are you looking at another man's wife or another woman's man? Why? You are well-fed. Should I not punish them for this? He's like, yo, out here doing the most, and should I not punish them for this? He said, what is this? I shouldn't punish you for this? And I told you, what? But anyways, he said, should I not punish them for this? Declares the Lord. Should I not avenge myself on such a nation as this? This is the Lord saying this. Read it. We are at Jeremiah the 5th chapter at verse 9. Now we're at 10. He said, go through her vineyards and ravage them, but do not destroy them completely. Strip off her branches, for these people do not belong to the Lord. You're not doing what he told you to do. He said, why do you call me Lord, Lord, and don't do what I say? Depart from me, worker of iniquity, worker of sin. Stop doing the sin because you're not serving God. If you're serving God, that means you're doing what God told you to do. You're not doing what God told you to do, then you're not serving him. You're serving something else. So he said, okay, the people of Israel and the people, we're at the 11th verse, the people of Israel and the people of Judah have been utterly unfaithful to me, declares the Lord. This is what the Lord is saying. So quit saying, quit denying his voice. Because he's telling you, declares the Lord. He said, they have lied about the Lord. They say he will do nothing. See, I told you. This is what the Lord said. He said, they have lied about the Lord. They said he will do nothing. No harm will come to us. We would never see sword or famine. The prophets are but wind, and the word is not in them. That's why they prophet line telling y'all that, oh yeah, you're going to be blessed. Just sow a seed of $50,000 and he's going to bless you tenfold and all that. No, he is not about to bless you if you're not being obedient, period. He said, blessings for obedience in Deuteronomy the 28th chapter. And he said curses for disobedience. So if you're disobedient to God, then you will be cursed. Deuteronomy the 28th chapter. Read it. It got both of them side by side so you can know. Now, he said the prophets are but wind and the word is not in them. So let what they say be done to them. Therefore, this is what the Lord God Almighty, we're at 14. Therefore, this is what the Lord Almighty says. Because the people have spoken these words, I will make my words in your mouth a fire. And these people, the wood it consumes. People of Israel, declares the Lord, I am bringing a distant nation against you. This is what the Lord said. He's bringing a distant nation against you. A people whose language you do not know, whose speech you do not understand. Their quivers are like an open grave. All of them are mighty warriors. They will devour your harvest and food. Devour your sons and daughters. This is what the Lord telling you. Oh, the Lord wouldn't say that. No, this is what he said. They will devour your flocks and herds. Devour your vines and fig trees. With the sword, they will destroy the fortified cities in which you trust. Yet, even in those days, declares the Lord, I will not destroy you completely, because he still wants you to repent. I will not destroy you completely. And when the people ask, why has the Lord God done all of this to us? You would tell them, as you have forsaken me and served foreign gods in your own land. So now you will serve foreigners in a land not your own. You want to serve others? I got you, sweetheart. God said, I got you. Period. He said, announce this to the descendants of Jacob and proclaim it in Judah. Hear this, you foolish and senseless people. This is what God's saying. Let them know. You foolish and senseless people who have eyes but do not see. You got eyes, but you can't see nothing you're doing wrong. That's like me telling my child, get that. They go the opposite way. I'm pointing at what it is. I'm telling you to get this. I'm holding it right here, but you're looking over here. You have eyes but you cannot see. You can't see that I'm holding this? You can't see this? That's what he's saying. You act like you can't see. Now, he said, there we go. They have eyes but do not see. They have ears but do not hear. Y'all don't want to hear no evil. Y'all don't want to hear nothing. That's why y'all denying the voice of God. Y'all don't want to hear that. God trying to correct you and you don't want to hear it. You got ears but you don't want to hear. But do not hear. He said, should you not fear me? Declares the Lord. Should you not fear me? You fearing everybody else. You scared of everybody else but me. Should you not fear me? That's what the Lord is saying. Declares the Lord. Should you not tremble in my presence? I know I'm still going to tremble in his presence. Oh my gosh. I made the sand a boundary for the sea, an everlasting barrier it cannot cross. The waves may roll, but they cannot prevail. They may roar, but they cannot cross it. Basically, I'm the one that made the sea. The sea can't even move no further than I allowed it to. Period. Period. Otherwise, it would destroy all of you. It will flood everything. But the sea can't even move past what I tell it to do. But these people, we're on the 5th chapter of Jeremiah, verse 23. But these people have stubborn and rebellious hearts. They have turned aside and gone away. They do not say to themselves, let us fear the Lord our God, who gives autumn and spring rains in season, who assures us of the regular weeks of harvest. Your wrongdoings have kept these away. Your sins have deprived your good. You of good. 26. Among my people are the wicked, who lie in wait like men who snare birds, and like those who set traps to catch people, like cages full of birds, their houses are full of deceit. You're in denial. You're denying the voice of God. You don't want to hear God. You want to be in denial. You're in denial. You're deceitful. You're deceiving yourself. They have become rich and powerful and have grown fat and sleek. Their evil deeds have no limit. I mean, there's no limit. You keep on. You add into it. You have no limit to what you're going to be doing outside of God. He said they have no limit. They do not seek justice. They do not promote the case of the fatherless. They do not defend the just cause of the poor. Should I not punish them for this? Declares the Lord. Should I not punish them for this? They're not doing nothing I told them to do. Should I not punish them for this? Declares the Lord. We're at 29. That's what he said. He said, should I not avenge myself on such a nation as this? He's like, what is this? What is this? Should I not do this? So now we're in the word, so you know that I'm not making this up like, oh, no, she's just trying to say God. No, this is in his word. God is saying, should I not punish them for this? Declares the Lord. Should I not avenge myself on such a nation as this? A horrible and shocking thing has happened in the land. The prophets prophesy lies. We're at 31. I told you. They prophesying lies, telling y'all one thing, and y'all blaming God because you listened to that prophet lie that the prophet told you. Now, oh, God didn't lie. No, that prophet lied to you. They prophet lied to you, not God. God he never told that prophet to tell you that. The prophet wanted to leave out. Now, he could have told the prophet, hey, tell my daughter and my son, if they get some act right and they do right now, if they do this, this, and that, then I will bless them with this, this, and that. No, the prophet want to lie to you so you can give them the money and then they tell you a lie. No. God said, follow all of his commandments carefully, and then all these things will be added unto you. Until then, until you get some act right, you're not getting anything, period. You're going to get punished. You're going to get yourself in trouble every time that you are not doing what God told you to do. And you don't know what he wants you to do because you refuse to open and go beyond this cover. Until you go beyond his cover and learn and spend more time with God, You're not doing it his way. You're doing it your way and their way. You're serving another God and doing it the way they told you to do it. That's not the way God told you to do it. I gave myself as an example so it can be crystal clear. So you know I'm not judging you. I'm telling you what it is and what I had to learn, what I had to change myself. This is a lifestyle change. Stop denying the voice of God. The girl in the movie ended up, trying to be silent because she didn't like that it was separating her from her mother. Because her mother didn't believe it, so she just wanted to keep quiet. And didn't really want to say that it was from God and all this stuff. No, if God told you to say something or do something, do it, period. No matter what your mother, cousin, sister, brother, auntie, whoever says, do what God told you to do. Quit denying his voice, listening to everybody else, period. Like Jesus told his mother, didn't you know I have to be about my Father's business? He said that at 12. Now, this is real. That's why I'm not trying to yell, but I'm trying to make this very crystal clear to you because God has this enemy like fire and it's coming out. So he is needing his people to know what it is and what it's going to be. Quit being in denial, quit denying his voice, thinking that's not God. Like he said, should I not punish them for this? Declares the Lord. Should I not avenge myself? We're at 29. On such a nation, a horrible and shocking thing has happened in the land. He said a horrible and shocking thing. And now he's talking about in 31, he said, the prophets prophesy lies. The priests rule by their own authority. And my people love it this way. But will you do this? But what will you do in the end? What you gonna do when you come up to me? You loving this. You loving whatever the prophet told you. You loving everything other than what God told you. But what you gonna do at the end when you come up to him and you're like, Lord, Lord? And you thinking you're going up to heaven because you listen to that prophet lie. But had you gotten to this word on your own and you quit just listening to everybody else and you did your own research, then you would know what God said and that, yes, God punishes his. Yes, he tells you over and over, do not provoke my wrath. Y'all keep doing wrong. You keep doing their way and not Yahweh. You scared of them and not him. Quit being scared of them because you don't have to worry about them when you have God. Quit being scared of them when you have him, because if you stop focusing on them and focus on him, he got them. But the more you focus on them, they're going to overtake you because you're not focused on him, God. Focus on God and do what God told you to do. Stop denying the voice of God and listen to God. Yes, it's going to be the opposite of what you're doing now. What I'm doing is the opposite of what I thought I needed to be doing. Period. So that's what God is saying. Stop it. Stop it today. They are prophesying to you, telling you lies. He's not going to bless no mess. Period. I know this is probably not what y'all want to hear, but this is what you need. This is what you need in your life, sweetheart. This is what I needed in my life. I needed the truth. When I tell people to tell me the truth, I'll be like, tell me the truth. Don't sugarcoat nothing. I can take it. Tell me. No, because you ain't going to want. I don't care. Tell me what I need to hear. I'm telling you what you need to hear. I want to help you. This is the way I'm helping you. I'm not trying to be mean to you. I'm not trying to yell. I'm not trying to do nothing. I love you, and God loves you way more than I do. He loves you. All he is wanting you to do is just change. Show some appreciation for what he has done. Quit giving everybody else credit for what he has done. You wouldn't want your kids to be out here saying, oh, well, somebody, you sacrificed and done everything for them. And then they want to give credit to everybody but you. That don't feel right. So if it don't feel right for you, how do you think you're making God feel? I felt bad for what I've done in his sight, because I did not know, like I told y'all, even with the videos, I didn't even know I was telling God no. So I don't even know how many times I've told him no, denying his voice, because I thought that was not his voice, because that wasn't the way that I was taught. Stop denying his voice. It's going to go against what you were taught, because you were taught wrong. You can hear from God too. You're denying his voice because you're like, oh no, I don't know what this is talking to me. That's God. If it's telling you the right thing now, if it's telling you to do something wrong, you know that ain't God. That's common sense. I should not have to even explain that. But stop thinking you can't hear from him. You don't have to go to the pastor every 2 seconds. When you get a revelation, just write it down. I'm not telling y'all to tell me every 2 seconds. I'm not available every 2 seconds. I have kids. I want to spend time with my father too. My kids have to even respect that, my time with my father. And we have our time together. But they can have time by themselves, and I want my time. To know what I need to do next. It's that crucial. And I love it. And I want the same for you. So I'm here to tell you what you don't want to hear. I've always been like that. All my friends can tell you. Girl, you a party pooper. You don't drink or nothing. You don't even know what to order. How old are you? Honey, I'm 33 years old. And no, I don't know what drinks, what liquor and stuff to order. But I know how to get you how to order this. I know how to get you in order. I know the way. Yahweh. To get you in order. No, I don't know how to order liquor, but I know how to get you in order. And the way to get you in order is to connect you with the one, the only God, the Almighty, the I am that I am. So yes, at this age, I know more about God than liquor. Yes. No, I would never know how to ask for nothing at a restaurant. As far as liquor is concerned, no. I've never drunk beer, never did want to. That's not me. It's not good for me. So I don't care. You can look down on that, but I'm focused on getting up there. Whether you want to believe there's a heaven or hell or not, you're in denial. He said, he ended it off. He ended 5 off on, but what will you do in the end? What you gonna do? End is coming soon. We don't know the day or the hour, but it's coming. What you gonna do in the end? Are you ready? What are you gonna do? He already told you, you come up there with that Lord, you didn't do what he say, he's gonna tell you to depart from him. So start doing it now. Get caught trying to do right. Now. Don't keep putting it off. Put the other stuff off. Get into a habit of doing right. That's all I'm saying. So I'm going to leave it on that, because what are you going to do in the end? What are you going to do when he call you? Are you ready? That's your reality check, sweetheart. Checkmate. What you going to do in the end when he call you? You can say whatever about me, but I'm in alignment. This is what he said. I read it from his words. I told you before I said it. Then I read it from his word, so you can see that this is his word. He said, declares the Lord. He didn't let nobody else declares the Lord, period. He letting you know this is me. The heck, quit denying my voice. I'm telling you what I'm going to do to you if you don't do what I told you. Like he told me. Don't say that to me. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I'm saying this to God. Oh, well, yes, I'm going to do these videos for you. Yes. We need to quit denying his voice. I'm not just judging y'all like I told you. I didn't even know I was talking to God when I said I wasn't going to do videos. Until he said, don't say this to me. You're going to do whatever I command you to do. Period. You mine. That's how I am with my children. You mine. Whatever I tell you to do, that's what you're going to do, period. Up in my house. And that's how God is. Whatever I tell you to do and say, that's what you're going to say. I'm going to put the words in your mouth. This is exactly what he told me. He confirmed it in his word in Jeremiah. I did not even know I was reading Jeremiah. He's going to tell you things and you're going to be like, what in the world? Well, that couldn't be from God because I don't even know what to do with it. He's going to tell you. Or you're going to find out once you start doing it. That way he'll know that you're doing it because you will find out. You'll get it. Ding. Oh, boom. So this is what he's wanting me to do. And I'm having to do basically what Jeremiah had to do in Jeremiah. Tell his people about their wicked ways and how they're not listening to God and they're following other gods. Y'all following other gods. You're not doing what his way. That's what you think is his way because that's what they told you. Read it for yourself. That's what I'm telling you. Please. You don't have to contact me. You don't have to tell me about it. If you want to, you can. If you have a testimony, you can. After you read his word, you can. But if not, I'm not making you come to me and tell me everything. That's why I'm telling y'all to have these journals. You don't have to go to Facebook with everything. You have this. You have this. You have God. God said, what is this? That is my fault. What is this? So that's all I have for you guys today. Again, my classes start for the children October the 19th. Entrepreneur faith-based classes October the 19th. It'll be every Tuesday for a month. And end it off with that video so you can prepare your children for the classes starting October 19th. And if you want to sign them up, you can sign them up actually on my website at cportraitsmagazine.com. But just to end it off again with what God ended us off on the end of chapter 5 in Jeremiah, he said, what will you do in the end? Being in denial, denying his voice is not helping you. What are you going to do in the end when he call your name? That's some stuff to think about. And if that don't scare you, then you really got some work to do. So let's go beyond the cover. Let's go beyond this cover on our own. Thanks again, guys.